Yeah.
Okay, so this one says you want to obtain a sample to estimate a population proportion based on the previous evidence. You believe the population proportion is approximately 0.15. You would like to be 99% confident adjustment is within 1.5%, the true proportion. How large a sample? So that's the key words you'll need to recognize on the exam. How large of a sample size? So we go, okay, where's the, down here? Here's the exam 3 notes. It's actually number 1 about finding sample size. And so how are we going to do it? Well, it's either going to be a p or a mean. How do we know that? Well, it's talking about, this one's talking about proportion. That's the p. Some of the other ones will talk about mean, and that's how you know you need the other formula or average. But this one is not. This one's saying proportion, so that's p. And and so we know it's going to be one of those proportion ones. It's p or a percentage. So okay, so is the sample unknown or known? Did they ever say they know something about p? I think they did.
I think it's known.
Yeah, right here. Right here. You believe the population portion is approximately, so there we know something about p. They're giving us a p-value. So yeah, that's going to be the p equals 0.15. So that means it's p known. You have something about p you know. So you come on down here and you go, oh, okay. So that's the sample p known. So that's going to be this formula here. Z squared p times 1 minus p over e squared. Let's go back and do that. So I'm going to use that formula. So that's going to be, let's try that. So n equals z squared p 1 minus p over e squared. Okay, so that's the formula we're going to use for the p known. Okay, and so let's do it. So we got to start by finding z. So z, as it says right here, is right there, inverse norm, like that. So we got to do that first. Find z. We go to our calculator and we hit second, and it's the, what is it? The vars button. Vars button, which has distribution above it. And that gets us to the menu on that. And we go down and we choose inverse norm. And so we're going to do inverse norm. And so for inverse norm, the first thing is it says area to the left. And well, and so what we put in is what they tell us to put in right here. 1 minus confidence divided by 2, 0, 1. So we go, change the color here. Well, in fact, what's the confidence? Let's do that right now. They're 99% confidence. So the confidence level is 0.99. So 1 minus the confidence, 1 minus 0.99 is 0.01, right? It's kind of like rain and no rain. If there's a 99% chance of rain, then there's a 1% chance it won't rain. It's always the opposite. So we go ahead and put that in 0.01. That's the 1 minus the confidence divided by 2, comma 0, comma 1. So that's what we put into our inverse norm for the 3 spots, like that, and then hit enter, and you'll get an answer. Then take that answer. So here's what we're going to actually type. We're going to take second, the answer. Well, it's the negative button, which has answer above it. Second answer to the second one. So I'm doing z squared right now. I'm doing that answer we just got, the z answer, to the second power. And then you're going to want to go times go, do we need that? Yeah, okay. Go parenthesis p, which is 0.15. Right, doing the parenthesis p, and then times parenthesis 1 minus 0.15. That's the 1 minus p. divided by, and then you got to take the E. What's the E? The E is this right here. This is E. So that's going to be 0.015 because you got to move the decimal back 2 places, right? So 1.5% go back 2 places. To the second power, because it's E squared. This was divided right there, and then hit enter. And that should do it. Let me do it right now myself also.
I had to redo it because I messed up on one number and I had to erase everything.
Yeah, it's a long process. It often does happen like that.
Where did you get the 0.15 at the end? Oh, I see where you got it. Mine's 5%, so it'd be 0.05, right?
Right.
And then
So for me, I'm getting 3759.7. And remember, we always round these numbers up, even if they're 0.1. Even, 7.1 rounds to 8. So mine would round to 3760. So you have to round up. And notice they all say in the formula, round up, round up, round up. So you really have to round those up. Even if you have 7.1, it'll round to 8. So 3759.6. So even if I had 3759.1, even if I had 0.1, I'm going to round up because more people are always better. We're basically figuring out how many people do we need to do the study we want. That's what we're basically figuring out. How many people do we need to include in our study to get the accuracy we want? So more people is always better. It's more accurate. That's why we round up. So 3760 on that one.